yeah, not being able to create my own family, maintain it, not being able to be the man that I want to be. So I'm on a journey, and yeah, that would be my biggest worry. You know, I've overcome a lot of things in my life, but just not reaching the top of that pyramid is a worry for me.
What things have you overcome?
All right, so young age, my mum suffered from addiction, then she passed away. My biological dad, he was the same, he passed away. Then in the house that I ended up in, there was a lot of violence. You know, stepmom suffered from mental health issues. I saw my stepsister have mental health issues, both stepsisters. So I didn't have a lot of peace growing up at all. I was homeless when I was about 17, when I got kicked out. Then, you know, yeah, a lot of other things along the way. But I think maybe the biggest battle that I've had to overcome is just inside me. Like literally, it sounds corny, it sounds cheesy, but it's the demons within yourself, the thoughts in your own head are the ones that really poison you, you know? And when you have power, or you know, when you have control over those thoughts, or even not even just control, because some things are uncontrollable, when you've got a structure in place, I think that's the most important thing, man. But that would be my biggest battle, is the demon inside.
How did you handle losing both parents?
Losing my mum probably hit me harder than anything else, you know, because my dad was kind of never around. I never knew him. I didn't know my mum much anyway. I was only with her until I was about 6 maybe. And then I was taken away from that situation. She spent a lot of her life in and out of jail, trying to traffic drugs, you know, real life. You know, when you watch the Netflix shows and you see them trying to, you know, traffic drugs and that's like a real life situation. So she spent time in jail for a lot of different things. But I think I'm still handling it too. If I'm to give you a completely honest and transparent answer, I think I'm still dealing with it now. Even though I wouldn't like to admit it, it's not something that's on the forefront of my mind, but subconsciously, I think a lot of decisions that I make are based on not having the right guidance or not having my parents around. So yeah, I think that would be the short answer. I love you, but. Yeah. I never want to put a but after I love you, but yeah.
Why was that hard to say?
Because when you look at love, and we romanticize a lot about this word, but when you look at love, really you want to say I love you and then stop. That's it, I love you. But when you say I love you, but, it's about to be followed with probably a contradictory statement. Like, I love you, but I can't be with you anymore. You know, and that was it's really hard to say that, especially because I'm a very loving person. I want to love and be loved, and I think we all do deep down. Yeah. That is a very good question. I'm gonna try, let me be honest. What's my first thought when I look in the mirror? I think my first thought when I look in the mirror is, come on, it's another day. Let's do it. Yeah. I'm not someone that's overly positive. So when I look in the mirror, I'm probably thinking negative thoughts, but my first thought usually is like, come on, like, let's do this, man. It's another day, it's another blessing to be here. Yeah.
What negative thoughts are you feeling?
I'm not where I'm supposed to be in my life. I can be quite it's weird for men to say this, but I can be quite body conscious as well. So I might look in the mirror and say, you know, physically, I don't look the way I want to look. Yeah, I can be quite harsh on myself, just in general, man, just in general.
Why do you think you're so harsh on yourself?
Part of me feels like, without wanting to go around in circles, I definitely feel like, you know, childhood is a big part. You know, feeling wanted. We learn our value. We learn our value until we get older, and then we start placing value upon ourselves. But we learn it as a child, like, so, you know, when your parent says your drawing's good, there's a reason why when you draw like a rubbish drawing, like a really rubbish drawing, your parent will turn around and say, oh yeah, this is great, like this is really good. Like, we do it for a reason, because, you know, to boost confidence. You don't want to stop. Imagine if you turn around and said, nah, this is rubbish. Is that child gonna feel like they want to continue to draw or to push? Nah, not at all. Positive encouragement is needed. So yeah, I think I grew up, you know, with my mom, with my guardian, with different situations, and all of those situations, in the end, I probably always felt inadequate, like not good enough, not lovable. I hurt myself the most, man. To be honest with you, it's my actions that have led to where I am now. Outside of me, because my therapist would say I'm a bit harsh on myself sometimes. So if I said outside of me, my stepdad, my guardian, the guy who raised me, I'd say he hurt me the most.
What did you do?
Outside of just not giving me the love that a child needs, outside of potentially being a little bit too violent, I think he just wasn't transparent with me. There was no communication. He wasn't very loyal. When I was homeless because I got kicked out of my home due to his wife. For me, it was like, how could you let me get kicked out of my own home? Truly vulnerable? Yes. I'm very good at talking about my past and my feelings, but truly vulnerable to a point where you can hurt me? Yeah.
Why is it difficult for you?
I've been left by everyone I know. Everyone I know. Mom, dad, stepdad, stepmom, cousins, aunties, like, you name it. So for me, deep down inside, I'm just kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. If that's the saying? I don't know if that's the saying. I'm waiting for it to go wrong. So yeah, maybe some trust issues there. I'm still working on it.
Do I know how to love? Have I ever felt love? Yeah, I still kind of question myself to this day, like, have I really ever felt love?